Another frequent flaw in riders that we meet is their desire to pull rather than to push. Just keep in mind it's a push bike and we want to push energy through it. The moment I start pulling on the bars to lift the front wheel up and over, the equal and opposite reaction is me coming down, and when I land I'm coming down on top of the bike, compressing the forks, landing heavily into the trail and not pushing through the trail. I can start to become that over-rotating mass again. Problematic when we're skipping the front wheel over trail obstacles. Even bigger problem as we get airborne. If we're pulling up on jumps, it's going to make us accelerate fast on the bike, slow the bike down at the crucial point of its flight, and can lead to bigger issues when it comes down to landing. So whether we're clipped in or riding flats, it might be tempting to try and flick the back of the bike up in the air to get it over things. But again, the big issue here is that we start to accelerate fast on the bike. That drop of the toe pushes me forward, and I don't want to be pivoting over that front wheel at any time, let alone when the trail gets technical. With cleats, it's even easier to cheat and pull up because your feet are clipped in. But again, it's not good technique. Don't use your cleats to cheat, basically. Making sure that we drop our heels and wrists helps to encourage that push and use our body mass to drive the bike rather than our body mass end up towing the bike. Again, heel down, accelerate the bike, toe down, accelerate you. So watch out for that pulling up, either with the hands or with the feet in any of its forms, particularly jumping, clearing obstacles. But again, the other issue, it does affect other issues of your riding, and one that's overlooked often is when we're steering. When we're steering, if you pull to steer, just by pulling on the bar, you're pulling your weight slightly forward. The bike's actually going to stall slightly because the wheel's turning rather than straight. So that also adds to that push that we feel, and it can cause the front wheel to slide out from below us. Much more likely to wash out. If I am going to steer in a section, I want to push to steer to accelerate the bike rather than pull to steer, which slows the bike down and causes issues and can have a knock-on effect to my body position, either pushing me or washing the bike out from below me. Another common flaw is really one of perception, how to get better on your bike. Going bigger and bigger and faster doesn't necessarily help you improve your technique. It'll just merely tell you where your limits lie. What we want to focus on is optimal versus maximal. That's not a gladiatorial combat that's about to happen. We're talking about whether we focus purely on improving our technique in a more controlled environment before we apply it to a more technical environment. If you're trying to learn a new skill or develop skill, anything above 70% of your current ability, you're not really going to learn anything new or have any bandwidth left in your brain to actually develop a skill. You're just really testing what's gone in already. So wind it back a bit. Rather than just focusing on speed, focus on the actual elements that are going to contribute to success. So just railing a berm 30 times to see if you can go faster and faster won't actually improve your skill. What we need to do is invest some time in what we call deep practice. We're going to look at maybe slowing things down and focusing on one element at a time. So by all means go around that corner a number of times, but think about one element of the skill set that you're trying to develop. It could be your looking, it could be your footwork, it could be your body position, it could be your energy management in terms of how you're pumping through the corner, but don't try and improve everything at once. Break your skills down, polish them up, improve your optimal, get closer to your optimal performance, and your maximal will rise. If you focus on maximal, optimal will stay where it is, and all you're going to do is spend a lot of time rolling around in the dirt, having exceeded your current skill level.